Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope you had a very nice holiday day. I hope the weather where you are is ridiculous. It is also ridiculous here in the UK. It is currently 10 to 8 in the morning, and this is my first update of the week. So just quickly, what did we do? What did we do yesterday? Not a lot. We just scribbled up. We came into our red box, and we've come back into our green box. Both these were on the charts at the weekend. So obvious short here. You could have waited till we broke 77 and then shorted, or you could have waited for this little trend line here to be retested. There was lots of obvious shorts to be had yesterday. And now what are we doing? Well, we're retesting back into this single print here. And I'm expecting it just to fold over and come into our first long spot here. Now, I need to go through to this chart, which you'll remember from last week. And if I just get rid of that. So this is our overall plan. This is the plan that we kind of we're following as my primary plan. Obviously, we have our other bullish stuff, which we'll go into later. So what I'm trying to figure out is what is going on this wave 4 here. Now, for me, this wave 4 cannot start to descend here. It's just too short. Okay, so we are going to be creating a longer wave pattern this week. And as I said at the weekend, this is what I think is going to happen. Is we'll come down, we'll come up, and this will end on Friday somewhere. So I'm expecting us to come down somewhere around, is it 67? Because, yeah, this box here is 76 here. Take these equal lows out here. All right, maybe drop into this little single print and then move on up again into here, only to come down again. And you'll see that on here. And that's the bigger, that's just the B wave for our major long, which I suspect will be at some point around Wednesday, to come up to here for Friday to then see whether we come down again. Don't know whether it comes up to take the top out. Might not, might do. Who knows? We'll wait and see when we get there. Okay, so that's how I'm planning the week at the moment. Get alarms set here. We can now get rid of I'll get rid of these two when I post the chart. That's it. So there's not a lot else to say at the moment. Our primary movements are working out, and we're just waiting for things to unfold. Now, what if this is completely wrong, and actually what we need to do is say, well, actually we're in a different, Adrian, we are looking at this differently, and we're going to go up somehow. Get rid of the brush. Hate the brush. Okay, what have I got here? So this looks a little bit simple, but actually it's important. So there was a possibility of having a bunch of multi-1-2s on the lower time frames from the weekend, but we've invalidated any movement up from there. So we need to look at the higher time frame bear bullish ideas. And they're difficult, I've got to say. They are difficult. We could pull, this is 1, 2, 3, create some kind of larger 4 and 5. That would be the only way I could see this happening. But that 3 will be short, so you'd have to pull it like this. And I'd have to be looking at this being a larger 1-2, I think. Sorry, I've just looked at this whilst I'm sat here. No, it's fine. It's going to be a 4 wave. So this would be, so what this would be is this is still, this is still, sorry guys, 1, 2, 3, up here, then some kind of weird long 4, and then up again. Basically, the bulls don't really have, in my book, a really credible count to get up and go. To get up and go, right? They're all a bit wonky, and I don't think it suits the. If I'm honest with you, I don't think it suits the current narrative around the wars and around economy and interest rates and all that stuff. So I just don't see how that particularly works very well. So I'm not looking at it. I'm keeping an eye on it. We'd have basically some kind of corrective pattern here, and then we go up again. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I just don't like it. I can't really. I don't want to. I'm not going to spend a lot of time worrying about this when it just doesn't seem to flow nicely. All right. So the other thing that we should be aware of is, and we watched. We handled this pattern a while ago. Is obviously there is a head and shoulders which we. Some people do, some people don't, whatever. Anyway, this measured move hits 68 ish. Come on. So around the 68 mark. All right. So that's kind of in the futures. We're interested in what can we do today? How do we make our bunts today? Well, I'm looking at I'm short from in here from yesterday, and so we'll I think this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get 3 up, and then we get another 5 down, and that's our B wave. B wave actually behaving very nicely and giving us a double zigzag pattern, and then we're going to go up in 5. This looks like some kind of 3-wave nonsense. The multi 1-2s in here got wiped out at 77. So guys, that's what we're looking at. Let's look for a long down here, and then we're going to be looking for another short up here. And then do you know what? There is a possibility this B wave, especially if the volume is continued low, that it only comes in here. So there is a possibility that what we get is we get something like this, and then something like that. And then it moves up, and then we get that. And this is all really just to remind you, my main this is kind of where my main kind of like thesis is coming from. This is the fact that this wave 4 has not hit. If it was going to drop from there, it needed to hit the 1 at least then, but it didn't. It reached there at 6 o'clock on Monday, and it needed to be Tuesday, as I said at the weekend this morning. So, by the way, when I said it needs to, this is higher probability. Obviously, it can do what it freaking likes, but the probability would say that is the case. All right, so there you go. 8 minutes of gold as usual. Enjoy the day. I will be on later on. I'm in and out of the Discords. And we will see what we do. Keep an eye on the news, guys. The news, I mean, yesterday we thought Trump had solved Iran. This morning I wake up and his boys are giving it some billio down in the bayous or wherever they are. But they're bombing shit again. So that lessens any opportunity for a bullish environment. Let's just quick look at oil. Yeah, oil is stabilizing here. I still expect oil to come up, guys. I still expect to see oil come up. This is the chart that I'm actually really been interested in watching. Is the USDT. We came up here at the weekend, and we're now retesting this top of the channel. So just have this on your chart. We've got a couple of areas of interest. We've got this 618 here. And obviously we've got the channel itself as resistance. So maybe we'd like to do this. And then we go on up. Alrighty. Right, there you go, my lovelies. Have yourselves a nice day. Tally buys.